Randy Moeller has trouble handling, but will wind and get help from Gosselin. Moeller moving in, and a centering pass. They score!
You know, when you can open up a hockey game with a quick goal by your best defensive centerman, that's Guy Carbonneau. What a bonus for Montreal. They strike early only because a couple of Quebec Nordiques end up behind the net trying to pin. There's Moeller, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Rochefort back there with them. So that's both defense. Yeah, that's Moeller and Rochefort back in behind the net. I'll tell you what,
Island plays for the Canadiens and shovels for Scrudlin. Moves in with Brown. Scrudlin drops, and McPhee has it. Mike McPhee looks, moving to the front of the net. Nyland try to tip, stop, backhander. Oh, and a good kick save by Gosselin.
What a great recovery.
Allworth just holds. Power play nearly half over. Back to Cartner. Slams one that's tipped. Pops up in the air, and Allworth thinks he might have had it stuffed in. I saw his arms go up, but no, he didn't quite. Carbonneau combination has come off now for the shorthanded Canadiens because the penalty time is up. Out of the box, Smith on with the puck is Anton Stastny. Gives to Peter Stastny. Right around it.
If you give the Stastny brothers a chance to set up inside the blue line with speed, and that's what they did. Peter shredded it right through Rick Green's feet for a yayer at the side of the net. Gaetan Duchesne is standing there, and it's yay. He doesn't have to do much more than raise his stick. What a play. Excellent play by Anton. He had the whole flow.
There was one off the side of the net. I was just glancing at the shots on goal board, 2 apiece through the first 10 minutes. Here's Anton Stastny to Peter Stastny, 2 shots. And again, the play made by the Canadiens on defense, but they can't move it along. Peter Stastny shakes it on back to Rochefort, gets by one, turns past the second, a shot, and that one hit Ludwig. Paul Gillis looking toward Jackson, but because of Walter's tight checking, can't get it to him. And Walter just pivots, shifts from defense to offense by working to Lemieux. Has a step on Picard.
No excuses for Robert Picard on this one. It's a simple one-on-one situation. Here comes Lemieux now. Picard is a left-hander, so when he turns, he gets a chance to get his stick on Lemieux, and Lemieux still beats him. Gosselin thinks he's going wide, so he has to stride. Watch Gosselin open his legs up so that Lemieux can go in between them. You can just see that.
Back for Robinson, blocked from him by Gillis. Gillis may get a breakaway out of this, but coming across Richer, Gillis still trying to work it in front. And then Gillis hit and retaliates across the way on, I believe, Naslund, and now that civil war that Bill mentioned is about to break.
Boy, can these guys take a cue.
It was Mats Naslund.
Yeah, it sure was.
Duchesne tries to clear, but it is stopped by Smith. Over to Chelios. 50 seconds left on the first penalty, so a lot of time here for Montreal. Chelios draws back, doesn't pull the trigger, now does! Score! I think Lemieux on a tip. 3-1.
If he didn't tip it, he should get the Unsung Hero Award on the goal. Gosselin gave him a huge chop right in front. Right in front, Claude Lemieux had just been chopped by Gosselin, but Chelios has the big gun. There it is. Did you see the chop right in there? The shot, I'm not sure if it went off Lemieux or went.
In 10 seconds, it will be a 5-on-4 advantage for Quebec. Right now, they're both short one. Haworth to Brown. Tip to Goulet. Oh, and that driven wide.
What a great play by Brown just to tip it over to Goulet.
Here is Carbonneau ahead. Montreal shorthanded. Carbonneau to Ludwig. And that one stopped by Gosselin.
I'll tell you what, if these defensemen, both teams, Montreal's
goes in. Avoids Brown. Loses. It's punched back to Cartner. And Cartner with a shot. Oh, again hit the side of the goal after glancing off Goalie and one of the Canadiens in front. Now here's Stastny, hit the post with the shot. First penalty is up. It is now a 5-on-4 for still a minute and 5. 3-1 game Montreal. Karkner a shot, deflected wide. Brown with a drive wide. Isn't it great?
Oh, 1-2 punch, they're great.
It is Jeff Brown. Firing, and that hit the outside of the goal. Puck played by Goulet. Then to Lafreniere. Penalty time is up to Montreal. Goulet a shot, and that padded right back out by Hayward. Gainey now throws it up to Carbonneau, crisscrossing with Ludwig. And Carbonneau feeds Gainey for the shot, and that blocked away by a sprawling Brown.
There's another block shot.
And away from the play, we have a challenge at center ice. It'll be Kordic and Karkner if they let them go.
But Kordic's a lefty.
They both are throwing the lefts. Balance has got to be tough when you're throwing punches on skates.
Well, it's not so bad until a guy that weighs 210 pounds grabs a hold of your shirt and starts tugging on it.
Karkner and Kordic will, but it's broken up by Chelios and banked back in. Gosselin tips. Picard clears lamely, and Nyland tries to keep, but is checked by Picard. And Duchesne rolls on to Peter Stastny. And we have another stalemate here at center ice, and Picard is press Nyland, and so he gets the points for the takedown.
He sure does. Nyland went high. Nyland was trying to do some business up high in Picard, and Picard just made up his mind he was going to go low, and he got a great grip on Nyland's pants. You know where you grip? Right under the pants. And once you get that strong nylon, it doesn't give way, it doesn't rip or anything. If you can get a real solid grip of the guy's pants, usually you're able to lift him up. And with no weight on your skates, you have absolutely no control.
Rochefort, play made to Green. Jeff Jackson can't get by Naslund. Well, you just see that Montreal checking. Now here's a chance for Naslund, moving right in. Score! Yeah, he's happy.
Boy, did he have the jets turned on, though. Jeff Brown tries to catch him, but doesn't have a chance. Naslund starts on his backhand. He pulls to his forehand, and he goes back right between Gosselin's pads. You know, it didn't look like he had a lot of room to put it in. Here, we'll see how much room he had. He comes in, carries it on his backhand for a second, right there. Oh, he actually put it under the...
It has been all Montreal, especially with their checking game tonight. They have a lead in the game by a count of 4-1. Hayward turns it to Green. Oh, and Donnelly ran Hayward. Just as we said, things have been calm. When you run the goaltender, it doesn't happen.
Boy, it didn't take long for Larry Robinson to get in there. Now in front of the net, Skrudland and Picard. Hayward is still down. The trainer's actually trying to drag... Oh, man. The trainer was trying to drag Hayward over to the side. And that's just where Picard and Skrudland ended up falling. There's the Montreal trainer. He was actually sliding Hayward out from under the pile. Boy, it's getting worse. Well, yeah. Hayward's out of there, but it's going to take a while to get this thing untangled. Robinson came to Hayward's defense and jumped in on Donnelly, but he was in so tight. There weren't any punches thrown. I think Larry was doing more talking, scolding Donnelly, than he was trying to get loose to hit him. Well, you talk about things that turn hockey games around and wake teams up. Sometimes it takes a guy like Gord Donnelly to do it. It might not, but at this stage, what do you got to lose?
Kordic standing at the Montreal bench, yelling across the ice. And you have to think that had not the tougher penalties been instituted, there were only 3 bench clears all last year in the NHL. Yeah. Now Nyland is involved.
Nyland has had enough of Robert Picard hanging on to Brian Skrudland.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Karkner has left. Now, I'm not sure if outmanned was Quebec, but it'll be interesting to see what the ruling will be by the referee on that. He is motioning to both benches now to stay. Karkner had already was at the bench area, and because Donnelly was in the penalty box, the Nordiques were outnumbered.
Goulet is down, I think, with Nyland. No, it isn't. It's somebody. It might be Skrudland is still in the bottom. Anything's going to look good to Brian Skrudland pretty soon. He's been on the bottom of every pileup, but let's not lose sight of the fact that Brian Hayward is still down and appears to be in quite a bit of pain. There's Skrudland and Goulet. Goulet obviously not a fighter. If anybody follows hockey, you know that Michel Goulet is not a fighter, but he's a big kid, strong.
Oh, now Nyland wants to get over the penalty box glass to get at Donnelly. Nyland has been able to pull away from Ron Asseltine, who wants to get in the box to restrain Nyland physically.
Now
and
he is
able to do it.
See what Tom Mees went and did? Can't believe it.
The war of words continues. Nyland and Picard primarily into it. And now Ron Lapointe is over motioning at Nyland. Nyland answering back.
Meanwhile, Hayward still on his knees, just to the left. There's Dallas #2, right in the back. There's Hayward. Can you see him? He's against the boards. He's still on his knees. Now Skrudland is back.
Nyland got a game misconduct. So did Karkner for the Quebec Nordiques as Lawler gives chase. Robinson a rough. They score! And now Huff and Rick Green, and Green got the stick up high, and immediately a penalty was called on Green by Bill McCreary, but there may be more as Finn moves in.
Boy, Huff just bowled his way to the net and bowled Green over as well. And that's the first goal of the period. We talked about Quebec scoring first and seeing what happened. Boy, remember, Donnelly knocked Hayward right out of the game and ended up with a penalty as a result of it. Now Huff has scored. We got 15:24 to go. They're only a couple of goals down.
Pardon me, Bill, and that's the first shot on goal against Roy, who had to come in here cold. Okay, now it's a 2-goal game, and there was an immediate signal when Green came up with a stick.
Here's a look. Goulet gives good pursuit on Lawler here, and Lawler simply overskates it. That leaves it to Goulet. Huff had buried his head and dug for the net. Well, no wonder Huff took exception to the Green push and just stayed there after he scored. Rick Green tried to take his head off after the fact, but I mean, Lawler had some trouble there. You can't leave it to Goulet. Too late, Rick. Too little, too late, and Huff scores to make it 4-2.
That one at 4:36. The captain of the Nordiques moves in. Eyed up by Ludwig. Feeds it back to Lafreniere. Then to Peter Stastny. In front is Goulet. Lafreniere fires. He scores!
I think it hits Goulet because Roy appeared to have it lined up. Let's watch it. Oh, it hit the man that was at the top, Carbonneau. It hit 21 from Montreal, then off the post, and then behind Roy. Lafreniere one-times it all the way from the point. Look at Goulet in front paying the price again. He's my star for the game tonight, Mike. Michel Goulet has taken so much abuse in front of the Montreal net. He's drawn 3 penalties himself. And that goal goes to Lafreniere since it...
Picard tries for Huff. Gillis moves in. Roy signals icing, and there'll be some. And now Chelios and Gillis.
And it's all because of Tom Mees asking us where all the sparks were here in the Civil War.
Isn't that the truth?
Well, they are here now. Things look as if they've calmed down.
Boy, now in the third period. Game seemed out of reach for the Nordiques at one time. Third period bugaboo comes back now on the Canadiens as Haworth fires one. Got another shot away. Roy saving a second play. And now it is Haworth turning. Haworth not have resulted in the break that was apparent. Here is Walter starting back. Momesso is the trailer. He took the hit, gave it to Momesso, but Rochefort right there to smother the opportunity. Walter to Momesso once more. Corson in front. Backhander tipped. It's loose in the crease. They score!
almost think the Nordiques had scored. You know that, Mike? Half of this crowd is roaring, and Mario Gosselin simply loses sight of it. Here's Momesso. Dumps in front. Gosselin has no idea where it is, but look at his right leg. He moves, and Momesso is able to follow in and just pound it into the net. We'll get a good look at it here. There's the battle going on between Huff and Corson. You can see Gosselin has no idea where it is. Momesso sure does.
The Canadiens lead the Adams division. Their lead over Quebec tonight in the third period was shaky, but re-established when Momesso scored at 14-18. The final score 5-3 Montreal.